100 gram.
All right, I'm Lil Jodeci from New Orleans, specifically the 7th Ward of New Orleans, by way of Uptown. That makes sense.
So tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up in the 7th Ward.
Oh, all right, that was shit. It was normal, you know, playing outside, hooping, playing football, basketball, having fist fights, water gun fights, and everything you do it as a kid growing up in New Orleans. It was a vibe, niggas was outside.
Not like today.
Nah, today niggas on the computer and it's hot. But it was hot when we was growing up too. Mostly it was just hooping, mostly just going outside with the homies hooping.
So did you grow up with both of your parents?
Yeah, I did until I was probably like 13, 14. My dad had to go away. And from there, it was just me, my mother, and my sister, and my other siblings.
All right, so in that aspect as well, do you feel like that affected you in any way as far as growing up with both parents and then seeing the difference with just being with your mom?
For sure. I feel like growing up with both parents was crucial just from the simple fact, I get to see how my dad provided for us and then how my mom provided. My dad and my mom both always kind of worked independently. They worked for themselves. So I always kind of carried that with me, subconsciously probably, you know what I'm saying? Just peeping that. And then it just gives you balance, because one parent might be one way or more strict, and then the other parent might be more lenient. So you could I think it's beneficial as a kid growing up to see the duality of men and women in the house. It's important.
All right, so what high school did you go to, and what was that experience like for you, your high school days?
I went to McMain, Uptown, and McMain is very unique because from where I was coming from, I used to catch the bus in the morning, and you catch the bus. And if you caught the bus at the wrong time, it could be a certain situation for you. You got to know how to kind of conduct yourself in that situation, because we went to school at the time, it was Forshey, and McMain was a very smart school. You had to be kind of smart to get in there. So we had a lot of different people there. So like, it was so many walks of life, and it was almost like an alternative school for black kids, because most of the kids who went to McMain and came out of McMain, usually on some alternative shit, or they in a different, like whatever field they in, it's not like the normal path with every other school, because we didn't wear uniforms, we kind of got dressed like we want. McMain was very influential in developing me. I didn't want to go there at first, but I'm glad that I went there, because it taught me a lot it gave you the freedom to be who you was, you know what I mean? And that's what I enjoyed about that.
So, so what did you do following up from high school? What did you do after that?
Like my senior year was Katrina, so that kind of threw me in for a loop. And after that, I just went straight to work. I went to start working it threw my whole, even if I don't even know if I had a plan, but whatever plan I did have, that was dismissed quickly because of Katrina. And I got into like working for Coca-Cola and delivering pizzas and doing bullshit that I didn't want to do, but it made me grow up real fast, knowing I had to work. So once I got into that pocket, I learned quickly that like I said earlier, my parents worked for themselves. I already knew I didn't want to do that shit. because even at McMahon, I was kind of hustling, selling CDs, or doing anything to make money. So after high school, I was really just like in the workforce. First of all, I was working for Coke, then I was kind of valeting cars until I got, until my body just couldn't take it no more. I just got sick of that shit, physically and mentally.
So, all right, we're going to kind of transition, and I'm just going to ask you, so how long has music been a part of your life?
Since day one, since forever, since I was 7, my dad riding, listening to the locks of DMX, Outkast and all that, and then growing up making beats, wanting to DJ but not having the money to DJ. It always been in like the lexicon of my life. It always been around me. But I didn't, even when in high school, I was kind of making mixtapes and giving it to kids in school. And just on some just straight up raw shit. But what happened was the working was so detrimental to my brain or like how I was living that I say, fuck it. I'm about to just go full force into doing something that I love rather than keep like running this rat race shit. So music always been a part of me, but I kind of drifted from it after the Katrina situation because it really threw my world upside down. So I didn't know which way was right. So I just did what I thought you were supposed to do. And then, that took me like 2 or 3 years before I was like, oh, this is not the wave at all. And that got me back into like where God wanted me to go.
Perfect. So, I mean, with that experience of you even saying, you feel like you was doing these other things for just the wrong reasons, and that push for you to actually sit there and say, look, I'm gonna do something that I want to do. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that was the most pivotal point in your lifetime?
That's interesting. It may have been because it was decision. Yeah, I would say it's as a pivot point. There's a couple of pivot points in my life. The pandemic is a pivot point, but like the most pivotal would be probably Katrina leading up into like, okay, I'm going to make this decision to just go full off into music, like head on and not look back. That around that time it was very pivotal, but I don't even think it wasn't a decision that was hard to make, It was a decision that I felt like I had to make, or I would be living a lie at this point,
So we want to ask you to talk about the Pink Room project that you got going on right now.
All right. So the history of that. Pink Room is something I developed with my partner who was staying with me, Brandon Harris. He's in New York now. It was actually me, him, and a homie, Harakish. Harakish is in LA and I'm in New York. At the moment, like, Pink Room is like just how can I explain this? We developed it out of my crib in the 7th Ward because we just seen a void in the community. There's a niche market, like I was saying, alternative kids or black hipsters or any type of black shit you want to call it, that wasn't being served. And we seen that and we was like, look, man, we about to do this and we gonna focus on counterculture. And if you ever seen us, and D could tell you like how we was coming or how my homies was coming, like Brandon might have on a fucking cut off tank top to up the hip. Keys might be wearing high heels. And we was planning on that androgynous shit. We was planning on a lot of that. They was planning on it. I mostly was running my play, but it was all as a collective, because like if Keith running high heels and lipstick or painting his nails, and I'm on some, and I'm still tapped in with niggas in the hood or niggas that fuck with me on some other shit, people didn't know how to receive that, and they didn't know how to really call, because you know New Orleans could kind of be like segregated. So we just threw everything in the bucket and made you fuck with it. And if you didn't fuck with it, that's on you. We wasn't trying to make you do nothing, but we also had a lot of women around us. So if you didn't if you didn't know what was going on, you seen the women, so you kind of got part in it. So Pink Room kind of developed, and we was throwing parties, and it got to a place where we got national recognition with Vice, and you know, the parties was getting pretty big, and you know, they was flying us out, and certain people wanted to like do some deals with us, but we were still on some independent type of time. And the long and short of it is like that developed into what I'm doing now with Set the Flow and my house parties. I've always been into counterculture and electronic music, so I always wanted to get black people to understand like all of this shit that we do was black first. It's not no white shit that people think that it is. It's like the culture that we represent is black. So Pink Room was just a void that we seen and we filled it. And that was like, for the long and short of it, that's what that's about. And we're still running into, Pink Room is kind of like OG now, and what I'm running now is set, you know?
So what keeps you inspired, man, doing what you're doing now and moving forward?
Weak shit. Anything that's weak. If I see some weak shit, I'm like, oh, we got to keep this shit going. Like, right now, the city kind of bubbling. What's crazy is the city in a vibe right now after the pandemic. I don't know what happened. It made the shit go 360. But I like how everybody's coming up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the electronic scene to the hip hop scene, they got Rob, they got Jizzle, they got 504 Icy Girl. And to the electronic scene, they got Ascendance, they got my homegirl Dime, Cushroom. They got so many different waves developing. And a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people say this a lot about New Orleans, that it's boring or it's nothing to do. But if you just focus on Canal Street, it is gonna look boring. But if you kind of get into the cuts of New Orleans and the nooks and crannies, the city is alive and well. There's something every night. Like, some nights I might be in a damn Brazilian party in a Bywater, and then my homies will go do some underground shit on the rooftop in the CBD. And then maybe go do a rap party with 504 Icy Girl. It's like so many textures of the city that people don't get to experience if you don't let yourself experience it. You know, even if it makes you uncomfortable, you know, you gotta at least try to give it a shot. Some niggas don't like, you know what I'm saying, broccoli or some shit. I don't know. Some things that you didn't like when you was a kid, you might like now. So I think what keeps me inspired in the city is to keep pushing the line. Keep pushing the line to do shit that I don't see done. Or if it's not, I'm not recreating the wheel. I just want to do shit that the city could value, you know? The city, and I feel like, I love it here. I love the swamp, you know? I love it. I love everything about it.
So what makes New Orleans to you?
The people. The people, number one. Like, all the transplants and shit, all they doing is fucking sucking up our energy. But at the end of the day, you can't steal it, because, you know, the people here are so unique, and it develops you into be something else. The heat develops you into be a certain way. The food develops you into be a certain way. How we talk, how we express ourselves, it could be a detriment to us at times, but at the same time, we have so much to offer and give. The city is just amazing. And it's not even like to say we don't have the issues because we do, but there's a lot of value in the city, and it gave me everything that I have to go out and like sell it. Like, instead of somebody coming and take from us, I feel like we need to go and export our shit, like export our culture. Like, all right, If one nigga is $1 million, he could go to LA, or he could go to New York, he could go to Kansas City, and he could just export his culture for the bag and bring it back home. If that's his plan to do so. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's on you. But I feel like every nigga is a star here, and they could go export their culture and make money off it. I feel like I don't have to go nowhere to make no money. A lot of people come here. I do shit with like brands all the time, and they just give me money because I'm from New Orleans.
So what's an experience that you could think about that can only happen in New Orleans that you may have been through?
I get excited every Mardi Gras when you wake up and you see the Mardi Gras and you just walk with them. I get excited just by those natural things of how many people can come together and just the history of that. Like, and that's very generic. Like, but it's not in the case that this shit don't happen nowhere else. Like, I get excited sometimes about just driving down on a Sunday and seeing under the bridge and seeing the guys with the cars and just seeing the culture under there, the people serving food. All of that is kind of history that you really can't not experience nowhere else. I mean, you could go to New York or you go to LA. LA may have a close history to that with the car culture, but we just have a different history here that I appreciate. I can't even explain the experience that you get here. You gotta come here and, like, everybody who come here, any of my friends and my homies who come down and they be like, they never been here before. They're like, oh, you can't explain what it is. It's just something about the city. And I mean, all of y'all are from here, so you know, it's just something about the city that, you know, I'm only saying this because it's going on wax, that it's gonna have to live, and people need to understand that this city is special, and we got to like cherish it until, you know, until it go under.
So I kind of want to ask a little bit more about like what you have going on as far. You said you're doing some more like house parties and stuff. What else do you have going on now that you're up to, that you're trying to put out?
Well, right now, I do a couple of different things. I'm always trying to curate something. Like, Set the Flow is my main brand that I push. It's a house party. It's an electronic music party, however you want to call it. Yeah, it's black music, and I do that once a month. Right now, I'm helping. They have a festival with Aluna. She used to be with Aluna George. That the party is kind of like coming down with black electronic artists. That's gonna happen next year. I do this. I got a group with my man Juice from the Soul Rebels, and we do these parties at Hotel St. Vincent where it's house music and he plays the horn over it. So it's like combining the jazz element or black music element with house and the dance element. So we do a lot of like live shit. I do a lot of things, but mostly I'm just like trying to architect and design landscapes or curated spaces for people to come and feel something at the end of the day, I just want people to feel a different experience and feel something new. If you come to our joints, you're gonna feel like it's not in New Orleans. But the irony of that is the niggas who drawing it from New Orleans, we live here, and that means if I could do it, all that shit in you too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the shit is in you to do. Niggas gotta just tap in. That's the best thing that happened to me from McMahon. They let me tap in the fuck I wanted to do, you know?
So if you could tell anything to your younger self or a youth today, what would you let them know?
Listen to yourself. You should have never worked for nobody. You should have did that ASAP and got that shit out the system. Don't work for nobody. That shit's a dub. It don't make no sense. Like, for me specifically, because I'm just a horrible employee, I'm a virus. I'm the nigga to be like, man, I'm the slave that's trying to get the fuck, you know? So that's probably what I would have did, but I couldn't, like, you know, who knows, man? If it wasn't for the things that happened And like for me, with Katrina and the pandemic and all this shit, who know where you're gonna be at, man? This shit is always, you gotta be able to, I say this, you gotta be able to roll with the punches. You gotta be able to move on site, you know? Just
Adapt.
yeah, adaptability.
Be like water.
Be like, look,
Yeah.
I wanted to say it earlier
Like
because
Bruce Lee.
that's kind of what you were saying about adapting and
Yeah.
going on and moving with everything. So I think it was a great interview. Just tell everybody where to find you at, all your social handles, and how to get in touch with you as well.
LilJodeci.com. Everything is pretty much Lil Jodeci. Settheflow.club. If you into that Web3 crypto shit, don't die on the internet.info. But everything is above the board. You know what I'm saying? Lil Juice Joint, which is me and Juice. You can find me at all of those handles. Yeah.
Only in New Orleans.